But
Well, I
it blew
actually
my mind.
represented the United States.
Ah.
Well, I set it up right quick. My wife and I got invited to a state dinner. That's a dinner at the White House, and it's to honor usually the head of state of another country. President Bush was honoring the president of the Philippines, Macapagal Arroyo, who was a lady. It was a dinner where you go, and all the muckety mucks are there. I mean, all the people that we don't, I'm speaking for my wife and I, that we don't belong around are there. And I feel like Crocodile Dundee. I got a cowboy hat on and
Your 44 longs.
yeah. They send you an invitation. My mother-in-law called me one day and she said, got something from the White House. You have an invitation to go to a state dinner at the White House. She said, are y'all going? I said, I'm sure we're not. Because I didn't even hear steak. I thought it was just a steak dinner. I just said, no, we'll go to Outback and just eat here. And she'd say, all the people were calling and say, you have to go. That is a big deal. We go in, and President Bush and Laura Bush are there, and the President of the Philippines and her husband are there, and you go over and take a picture with them. So we went over and took a picture. Then you go on into the next room. You don't sit with your spouse at these kind of functions. I wanted to just walk out and leave and go cry in a corner. So I get Melinda to her seat. We walk around all the tables, find her number. She sits down. She sits with George Will. She sits with Robert Frist and the vice president's wife, Liz Cheney.
Yes.
She's got a powerful table. Around, I'm walking around with my invite. So I sat down, and I'm just sitting there by myself. And everybody else started to sit down. I thought, oh, shit. I was embarrassed. I was intimidated. I was all that. And finally, here comes the people that are sitting with me. It's President Bush, President of the Philippines, Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connor, and she sits on my left, and then it's President of the United States, President of the Philippines, and we're all at the table, and President Bush engaged everybody. He said, hey, Neil, how's country music business? And then he tells the Filipino president, he said, you know, his mom is from Manila. She's Filipino, and Neil is one of our, country music singer here. He makes conversation with everybody at the table. And so that's where I met the President of the Philippines. Just a few months after that, she was re-voted in her inauguration. President Bush couldn't make it. So I got a call that said, would you like to be a delegate to go to the Philippines to represent the President of the United States? And I thought, you must have the wrong damn number. I said, are you kidding me? And so I got to go with 5 other delegates and the Secretary of Veterans Affairs. And it was the first time I had ever been. And so my mom, she wanted us to go see where she grew up, but it was tough times. She almost didn't want us to go because she was worried about our safety. So now I'm going, and she was so proud. Because now her son's going to the President of the Philippines inauguration. That was a big deal. And we got to ride. The plane had the United States of America on the side of it. Boy, you didn't think, boy, that song, If You Could See Me Now, I just wanted everybody I had ever seen, ever knew to see me represent.
Wow.
It was a big deal.